Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on applied agriculture designed for the first common core of engineering agronomic at University of Mohammed Bouabdellah Naima. In this video we will deal with the first chapter, Introduction of Agriculture. In this chapter, we have three main objectives. We will discover the importance of agriculture, its contribution to human life and development, and the way it has evolved from traditional farming to modern agriculture systems. So, this chapter is organized into six main parts. We will begin with a general introduction, then we will discuss the importance of agriculture and its economic and social contribution. After that, we will look at the evolution of agriculture, examine contemporary challenge, and finish with a short conclusion. So, what is agriculture? Agriculture is both an art and a science. It includes cultivating the land, growing crops, and raising animals for human use. It is essential because it provides food, fibers, and many raw materials that we use in our daily lives. In other words, agriculture is not only about farming, it is a foundation of human survival and social organization. Agriculture also can be understood through three main dimensions. The first is plant production, which focuses on cultivating crops for food and raw materials. The second is animal production, which include raising animals for food and other useful products. The third is modern agricultural practices, such as agroecology, organic farming, which aim at more sustainable future. So agriculture is important. Actually, it's very important for several major reasons. First, it supports food security by providing food for both human and animals. Second, it acts an economic engine by creating jobs, generating income, and contribution to national economies. Third, it has a strong environmental impact because it affects soil, water, biodiversity, and climate. Finally, agriculture also shapes the social fabric of communities through tradition, culture, and rural development. Let's now focus on economic contribution of agriculture. Agriculture is a major source of income and employment, especially in developing countries where many people depend directly on farming activities. It also supports agri-food industry by providing raw materials for processed foods, textile, and even biofuels. In addition, agriculture contributes to GDP, gross domestic product, strength food security, and support international trade through export such as coffee, wheat, and cotton. Besides its economic role, agriculture also has a strong social contribution. It helps reduce poverty by creating jobs and providing research in rural areas. It also promotes rural development through infrastructure improvement and the stimulation of local trade and crafts. Moreover, agriculture helps preserve cultural tradition and support food and health through diversified and quality production. For this reason, agriculture is not only an economic activity but also a pillar of social stability. Now let's move for the evolution of agriculture. Agriculture has changed significantly over time. It passed for major stage, antiquity and middle age, the agricultural revolution, the green revolution, and finally digital and sustainable agriculture in the 21st century. Let's now examine each stage briefly. The first stage corresponded to antiquity and Middle Age. During this period, agriculture relied on rudimentary tools such as the hoe and the wooden plow. Farmers used systems like land and the three-field crop rotation to maintain soil fertility. However, agricultural production was highly dependent on climate condition and conservation techniques were still very limited. This stage represents the early foundation of agricultural practice. The second stage is the agricultural revolution, which took place between the 17th and 19th centuries. This period introduced important innovations such as crop rotation and improvement agricultural tools, including the air plow. It also made it the beginning of mechanization with the use of steam-powered equipment. As a result, productivity increased and agriculture became more efficient. The third stage is green revolution in the 20th century. This phase was characterized by the massive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, increased mechanization, and a major improvement in seeds through genetic selection. Intensive irrigation also played a key role in increasing agricultural production, especially in arid areas. Overall, the Green Revolution helped maximize yield, although it also raised important improvement concerns. The fourth stage is digital and sustainable agriculture in the 21st century. Today, agriculture is increasingly based on precision tools such as sensors, drones, data analysis, and artificial intelligence. At the same time, biotechnology continues to develop while organic farming and short supply chains are becoming more important in response to sustainability concerns. This stage shows that modern agriculture is becoming both more technological and more environmentally conscious. Despite its importance, agriculture faces several contemporary challenges. One major challenge is climate change because recent temperature, change in rainfall pattern, and extreme weather, events such as drought and floods directly affect crop yields. Another serious issue is resource degradation, including soil erosion, deforestation, and water pollution caused by intensive agricultural practices. This change shows that agricultural development must now be both productive and sustainable. Another challenge is food security. As the global population continues to grow, the demand for food is increasing, which requires more efficient and resilient production system. This is why agroecological transition is become essential. We need farming systems that can produce enough food while preserving soil, water, and environmental quality. Now let's look at another important challenge facing modern agriculture. Technology can help agriculture become more efficient and sustainable through biotechnology, artificial intelligence, and new production systems. But these innovations are not enough by themselves because farmers may face high costs, limited access, or lack of training. That is why supportive policies and clear regulation are necessary to guide innovation and ensure a sustainable agriculture future. As we have seen, agriculture has evolved significantly over time from simple traditional practices to high advanced and technology-driven systems. At the same time, agriculture is now facing serious challenges such as climate change, resource degradation, and increase in food demand. For this reason, the future of agriculture depends on innovation, agroecology, and supportive public policies that can promote both productivity and sustainability. The journey of agriculture is still continuous, and the key challenge for the future is not adapted to new realities while building a more resilient, efficient, and sustainable agriculture systems. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this presentation has helped you better understand the importance, evolution, and future challenge of agriculture. Thank you again and see you in the next lesson.